guys, it's the green crayon here from the crayon box, and I'm going to be showing you how to dye a section of your wig with only Sharpies and some rubbing alcohol. It's really that easy. Here we go. To do this, you're going to need an empty bottle, some latex gloves if you have any, 70% rubbing alcohol, Sharpies in the colour of your choice, and something to take the Sharpies apart. The gloves aren't particularly necessary, so if you don't have any, don't worry about it. It's just because the ink will get on your hands when you try to separate the Sharpies, and it's just a nightmare to get them off, so it's easier to wear gloves if you have some. As you can see, I kind of have some trouble doing this step, but what you need to do is take the top bit off the Sharpie so you can get to the ink on the inside. I found that a bigger ply was better to do this, but literally whatever you have and just pull it apart. Don't worry about damaging anything because you're going to cut the ink up later, so whatever you can do, just try and get it out. Then you need to put some of your rubbing alcohol into the bottle or whatever you're using. Be careful with this because it's probably not very good for your skin, so you don't want to get it all over your hands. I'm not entirely sure about that though. And I use way too much here, but if you have enough, then it's better to use more than not enough, because if you end up not making enough, then you've got to start all over again, and you get the idea. Now you need to split the little sort of ink pods to put in with your rubbing alcohol. A craft knife would be best to do this and just slit it from the top to the bottom. But I couldn't find mine, so I just used scissors and just cut it up as much as I can. The more that you cut it up, the darker the colour it's going to be, so just go ahead and chop it up. I apologise that you can't see this bit very well, but it's pretty self-explanatory, just shake it. Then you need to leave it for a couple of hours. Overnight would be best, but I just left it for a couple of hours and that seemed to work better, but the longer you leave it, the better the colour's going to be. As you can see, I've got a little bit more equipment now. I've just got some paper towels, my wig with a wig stand on it, a similar colour wig, and you don't really need the similar colour wig. I just happen to have it, so it was a good thing to test the colour on. I mean, you don't need to use one, but if you have one lying around, then I would definitely recommend it. And you also need a little paintbrush to do detail. You can use a thicker one, but I find that a littler one doesn't leak as more. Because if you put too much on at the same time, then it'll just sort of leak into the bottom of the wig, and then you'll get all of your roots will be a funny colour. I'm just testing the colour out on my practice wig first. If you're going to do this straight onto your normal wig, then do it in a place where you won't really notice it, or you can cover it up quite easily in case it goes completely wrong. It probably won't. I mean, mine worked out fine straight away, and this is the first time I've done this, so it should work okay for you. It's just, in case something happens. Most of this you won't be able to see, and I'm really sorry about that. It's just because my wig was at a really awkward angle and it was kind of hard to film and paint it at the same time. But you need to get the section of the wig that you want to dye and kind of put the paper towel underneath it so that the ink doesn't spread into the rest of the wig. And then slowly from the tip of the hair downwards, you need to just paint it on. I ended up doing quite a few layers of this, but just make sure that you get everything, including the other side of the hair, because otherwise when it lies flat, it's just going to look a bit strange. And sort of try and get a section, if you're not doing all of your wig, just try and get a section that looks sort of natural with it, so it doesn't just look like you've just painted a section. As you can see, I found some bits easier to do on the wig stand and some bits easier to do off the wig stand. It just kind of depends on what angle you're doing it at and what bit of the wig that you're painting. Obviously when it's on the wig stand, you've kind of got less risk of it leaking, but as long as you're really careful when you take it off, then you should be fine. Just as long as you can get to all of the bit that you need to paint, then just do whatever you can. You can tell by the lighting that I've left this for quite a long time, but you can see how dark that it's gone, and here I'm just adding an extra layer just to make sure that it is the black that I need. Be prepared for this to be quite a long and slow process. I had to do quite a few layers, especially because it was quite a light wig. As long as when you've done one layer, just leave it for maybe half an hour or so to dry, and then do the next one, and just keep doing this until you're satisfied with the colour. And just so that you guys can see exactly how effective this was at home, here's what it looked like before, and here's it after. I hope that was helpful. As you can see, I did that for my Lucy cosplay from The Wicked and the Divine. If you have any questions or requests, then leave them in the comments, and check out our Facebook page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. This is the green crayon from the crayon box, and good luck! Talking much too loud, running up and